What we're going to look at right here is how to attack a 4-3 cover 2, specifically out of a 2-back backfield set. We want to find ways to put pressure on the defense and force the defense to make certain decisions. So when attacking this 4-3 cover 2, we have this outside receiver. He's running about a 10 to 12 yard win route. And if it's zone, which it is in this scenario, he's going to want to sit in this hole or kind of read that safety and release. But if it's man, we want him to bring him in, and he can run across, kind of run almost like a dig route, so the cornerback can't sit on it. So let's start looking at this half of the field. What we talked about was having this guy sit right here in the zone and having this guy either draw attention of these 3 defenders, or they will cover the wideouts, and he'll be attacking the middle of the field where the defense is vulnerable. If we just look at the various scenarios that we'll most likely see against this, what we will see is we are putting a lot of pressure on the defense in its vulnerable spots, and the defense has to make a decision. And if it's done right, the defense can't make a right decision because one move will open up other things. So just showing you here, if we do this, he goes on the inside, which causes him to pause. Safety has to make a decision. Do I want to cover the tight end streaking, or do I want to cover the receiver? So we're comfortable, and we got to see this in the X's and O's version, and that's good and all, and that's how we've, as coaches, we've always done it. But now we're really excited to start doing it and conceptualizing those X's and O's, so your players aren't just simply running to where you told them, but they understand what they're trying to get the defense to do, what they're looking for. And that's what this tool helps with. If we look at this, what we want to do is get on the inside of this guy, and over here force the safety to make a decision. Now this is one example of what the defense will probably do. The cornerback drops back. The safety, if he does that, he's pretty much dead in the water. If you got a good quarterback and can rip it to this guy or this guy, then we got the guy in the flats. He's got the flat covered for the most part. But this would be, I guess, best case scenario because everyone's open. He would probably sit a little earlier, so he'd want to sit right in here. All right, same play, but we're going to have the defense do something different. It's going to take away one of the options. The safety makes the read, and he's already seen, okay, this guy's got my man beat, or he's in the second part of the zone. I'm coming down. I'm taking that away. What that does, though, if you've noticed, that safety's over there. That leaves your Mike linebacker having to play catch-up on that tight end, and the middle of the field is completely exposed. So that's, a likely scenario. And then if we look at a third likely scenario, and we look at just another tweak we did, what we'll see is the safety saying, oh no, this tight end went second level. The safety recognizes, safety goes and gets this guy. He goes past the cornerback because the cornerback's only supposed to go till then, and then he's wide open to either streak further or run that little stop route. The last option, if both of these are taken away and they do a good job covering it, it's because this guy's helping out with this guy over here. So if this linebacker either gets drawn and goes with the tight end, and we'll simulate that. So linebacker reads it and he thinks he should go with the tight end, then you have the dump to running back in the flat. But if the linebacker says, no, actually, I need to go and I need to help out over here, or well, let's bring him up. So if we bring him up and he covers the flat like he's supposed to, so he sees it, he reads it, and he breaks on it and he covers the flat, again, we're leaving this cornerback. Once he gets to the second level, that cornerback is exposed. So if we look at the left side of the field, it's a little simpler, but basically this guy, what he can do what the wide receiver can do is it's kind of an option route. If he sees that he's being pressed, so if the guy's playing really tight on him, right on the line of scrimmage, just like that, he can run the go route and come up here and go around the guy and go deep, draw the safety over, and that's what we'll have him do. So he's being pressed, he sees that, he knows that the guy's not, if it's zone and he reads it correctly, it's cover 2, he knows that this guy's only going to go about 7-8 yards, and then he's got to find the hole against the zone and read the safety. If it's man, depending on how complicated you want to get, you can have him run a slant. So now what happens if you're the quarterback? And we want to talk about, progressions and reads and whatnot. But we're going to go into the quarterback view. And what we want to key on, if I recognize, okay, 4-3, I know I'm running this play, it's cover 2. My first read is going to be this Mike linebacker. If he drops like he is, then I'm immediately going to be looking over to the left and watching and looking at that receiver over there. If he comes up or he goes somewhere else, I'll know that I'll have this guy wide open down the field. So if we want to see from the quarterback's perspective, if we see that this Mike linebacker is dropping back, just like we talked about, then we're going to want to hit this guy right in this region between the safety and the cornerback. So that's probably the best. This will linebacker, he's not going to get there in time. Quarterback won't drop back any more than 7-8 yards. So really, the zone from probably 9 yards to 15 yards is a great place to hit this. So ultimately, when running this play, the best area is to, once you read that first read, you'll know that this guy on the backside is where you're going to want to go. This isn't the, running a 2-back set against cover 2 doesn't lend a lot of options, but this is probably the best way to put this offensive play in a 2-back set against the cover 2.